Greetings, I am the Top Hat Gaming Man, and recently I uploaded a guest video to the Top Hats and Champagne channel. In the video I stated that I see many of my old games being like fine wines and only getting better with age. For some reason my video appeared to get a really strong reaction, some of which was very negative. Within the comments section, many people never simply took my video for what it was and instead used it to push their own agendas. The comment section was flooded with people calling me names and talking about how they think PCs are better than consoles, even though my video was nothing to do with PCs really. So this video got me thinking, where exactly do I stand in this PC versus consoles debate? So I thought that's what I would discuss with you today. I thought the only way in order to think about it is look at my own past and my own experiences. I was born in the mid-80s, and like 90% of people who was born in the UK over that period, I did all my gaming on a PC rather than a console. The Amstrad CPC 464 to be precise. I remember having a lot of fun with these simple games. However, one thing that annoyed me, if I remember, in order to play a game I would have to insert a cassette, enter a load of commands, and then after that wait 15 minutes for a game to boot. This was if I was even lucky. Sometimes the games would fail to boot at all. Fast forward a few years to the dawn of the 90s and my uncle had a Super Nintendo. I used to spend hours in his room watching him play it until one great day in which he finally lent it to me and I got to have a go myself. This was an absolutely amazing experience. Apart from the great graphics and the gameplay, it was such a great experience not having the long load times and finally being able to push a button and simply pick up and play. From here we jump all the way to 1995. I have a younger brother who has been diagnosed with dyslexia and is struggling in school. So my parents make the decision to invest in a state-of-the-art computer. At this time it really did make me wonder whether this would make my SNES completely obsolete. I have very vivid memories of playing Super Mario All-Stars the night before we received it, wondering whether this would be the last ever time I played the game. So, upon initially receiving the PC, I noticed that many of the games I owned on it had elements in them that was technically superior to their SNES counterparts. However, one thing I can say about my small PC game collection back then is none of the games I owned back then grabbed my attention in which the Nintendo games had done so previously. The PC also scared me a little bit. My parents were always warning me that I might give it viruses, break it, or use up too much space. On top of that, I was back to things I was used to suffering with back in my Amstrad days, such as long loading and inputting things using DOS in order to play games. With all this in mind, it was just a lot more convenient for me to play games on my Super Nintendo instead. 2 years later, when I got the Nintendo 64, I didn't touch PC gaming for a very long time. Fast forward 20 years later to the Xbox One versus PlayStation 4 era, and many of the things that used to annoy me about PC gaming back in the day have now crept into console gaming as well. The entire benefit and killer app of games consoles has always been their pick up and play nature. But for some bizarre reason, with the current generation, they have decided to chuck all that out the window. There is nothing pick up and play about this generation. I always preferred console gaming back then to PC gaming, just for the simplicity of it. I never had to put up with annoying things on consoles, such as long load times, long system updates, and long installs. Consoles were great back then. You just turn them on and you was instantly in the action. Another old school benefit of consoles over PCs was that you never had to upgrade. You knew once you bought a console you had a solid investment for at least a couple of years. However, all this appears to be changing. With the recent announcement of the Xbox Scorpio and the PlayStation Neo, it looks like those days are now over. Just like PCs, it looks like consoles are now expecting you to upgrade at least every couple of years. For me personally, that would be the final nail in the coffin of console gaming altogether, and would literally make it a Tesco value version of gaming on a PC. So, where do I stand in the modern gaming PC versus PS4 versus Xbox One debate? Well, in none of the camps really. I don't spend a great deal playing across any of these platforms. Whilst I will admit I enjoy the odd indie game here and there on Steam, I do not play a great deal of AAA titles at all. They just don't tend to interest me, and they're available across all those platforms. I can go into why I do not play many AAA titles, however I feel that is a different discussion for a different time. I can fully appreciate why most people just see the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 as underpowered versions of the PC, because let's be honest, you can get most of the games across all three platforms. So why not just go for the most powerful one? But for me personally, my love lies with the old school classics, as I prefer simple fun, because for me, that's just what gaming is all about. Cheerio!